First off, let me thank you for showing up. In this series, we're going to take a look at a handful of Nintendo Entertainment System's somewhat unusual extras that were only released in Japan. Also, the games will not require an English reading audience, as the games will have little text, or if applicable, the games will have a translation patch available over at romhacking.net. After a quick look at each of these 8-bit arrangements, we're going to grade each one on a scale of 1 to 10, based on the pixel art, the pickup and playability, the music and sound, as well as the replay value for each one of these good little 8-bit rations.
The first game in this series that we are going to look at was created by what was at the time a relatively small Japanese development company based in Kyoto that started constructing software for the Nintendo Entertainment System's Japanese counterpart in 1984. They are mostly known for developing Nintendo's Game & Watch Gallery series, as well as the legendary Starfy, a great little platformer released on the Game Boy Advanced. Nevertheless, the game we are looking at today seems less cultivated and goes by the name of Youkai Club. Youkai Club is an action platformer game published by Jaleco in May of 1987. Unfortunately, they would no longer publish video games after filing for bankruptcy in 2014. On the other hand, the development company still works with Nintendo to this day, helping to produce such notable titles as Paper Mario: The Origami King and WarioWare Get It Together, both released on the Nintendo Switch and are undoubtedly selling well. But the game we are looking at today starts out in a vertical scrolling level with plenty of annoying flying bats. This could result in early frustration that might make some gamers give up before making it to the traditional horizontally scrolling levels. The jumping and psycho stinger tossing mechanics feel great. Nevertheless, the enemy's movement can seem unpredictable as well as a little fast-paced. The bosses in this game feel just like the rest of the game, and that is rushed out the door. The graphics serve their purpose, but are not spectacular to look at because of the repetitive nature of the blocky level sprites. The character looks good, although the projectile throwing sprites do not animate well, looking like more of a nudge than a full-on knife throwing animation. Also, it should be noted that during some power-ups the screen flashes and could cause issues with individuals that are prone to photosensitive flashing. As for the music, it can be good at times, but never reaches the awesomeness of Konami's musical masterpieces from the same era. All things considered, it is a fun game, and if you are looking for something different to play after going through all of the 8-bit Castlevania Nintendo classics, then this one is worth a playthrough. Unfortunately, there does not seem to be a ton of replayability once the game has been completed. I feel if this game was given more time in the development cycle, then it would have been as talked about as Holy Diver, another Japan-only release that has recently had new translated copies for sale inside NES-style cartridges. Maybe someone in the hacking community could tweak the levels and enemy patterns and make this one into the masterpiece that it deserves to be.
Let's get to the score.
The pixel art might not be detailed or interesting to look at, nevertheless it's not completely vacant of all merit. It should be mentioned that there were some graphical feats made during the development of this game, as in a tracer-like animation that looks cool when your weapon is powered up, but with not so great blocky graphics and seizure-inducing power-ups flashing, as well as a funky throwing animation. We are going to have to give this one 4 points of damage in the pixel art department, and that leaves us with 6 out of 10 for the graphics. As for the pickup and playability, it's not too difficult to figure out where to go, because everything is for the most part straightforward. Nonetheless, the game's initial layout can be frustrating navigating through cramped level design, so 3 points of damage goes to the pickup and playability. As previously mentioned, the music is not bad but not very memorable, and as for the sound effects, they do the job but are nothing fancy. But that being said, 2 points taken sounds appropriate. And that leaves us with 8 points remaining for the music and sound effects category. The replay value for this one is not that great. The game controls exceptional, but after seeing everything once, that will probably satisfy most players, and with that in mind, we are going to have to hit this with a 6-point deduction, leaving a measly 4 points for the replayability category. That gives this one an overall remainder of 25 points.